Have you ever heard of an island so haunted that even the locals dare not step foot on it? Nestled snugly in the heart of the Venetian lagoon in Italy lies the enigma that is Poveglia Island, a place so shrouded in mystery and dread that it has earned itself the title of one of the most haunted places in the world. A seemingly innocuous speck of land, Poveglia has a history that belies its serene appearance. This island, with its lush greenery and tranquil waters, has a reputation that sends shivers down the spines of even the most seasoned explorers. Its tales of tormented spirits and chilling occurrences have given it an aura of fear and fascination that is hard to ignore. So if you're the kind of person who is drawn to the unknown and the unexplained, then Poveglia Island might just be the place for you. The history of this island is as chilling as it is intriguing. Poveglia Island's eerie tale begins as far back as the Roman Empire. This small, secluded patch of land located in the Venetian lagoon of Italy has a history that is as murky as the waters that surround it. During the rise of the Roman Empire, Poveglia served a grim purpose. It became a quarantine station, a final destination for those unfortunate souls suffering from the plague and other deadly diseases. The island was isolated, separate from the mainland, making it an ideal place to contain the sick and prevent the spread of disease. This was a time when the understanding of disease was primitive, and the methods of dealing with it were often brutal and final. In the 14th century, the Black Death arrived in Europe, a pandemic that decimated the population. The disease was ruthless, indiscriminate in its victims, and Poveglia Island bore witness to its horrific impact. It was during this time that the island's reputation as a place of death and suffering was solidified. The island was overwhelmed with the sick and dying. Boats filled with those infected would arrive, their passengers destined to spend their final days on Poveglia. The air filled with the sounds of mournful cries and the stench of death. It is said that the ashes of the burned bodies formed a layer on the island, a grim reminder of its history. However, the island's dark past did not end here. As the centuries rolled on, Poveglia continued to be a place of fear and dread. Its story took on even more sinister hues, with tales of madness, torture, and ghostly apparitions. But this was only the beginning of Poveglia's dark past. In the 19th century, the island took on a new, sinister role. This tranquil Venetian lagoon, Poveglia Island, transformed into a place of despair and dread. In the late 1800s, the island's serenity was shattered as it became the site of a mental asylum. This wasn't a sanctuary for the mentally ill, but a place of unimaginable horror. The asylum was initially established with noble intents to provide care for the mentally disturbed. However, it soon spiraled into a dark abyss of mistreatment and despair. The patients, instead of receiving the care they needed, were subjected to cruel and inhumane living conditions. The asylum was not a place of healing, but a living nightmare for those unfortunate enough to be sent there. Within these cold stone walls, the lines between treatment and torture blurred. Reports of patients being restrained with heavy iron chains and left in their own filth are just the tip of the iceberg. The asylum was also the breeding ground for experimental procedures. Shock therapies, lobotomies, and other unspeakable acts were performed under the guise of medical advancement. One of the most chilling tales tells of a doctor who, driven by a morbid fascination, performed horrifying experiments on the patients. His ghastly procedures were carried out in the asylum's bell tower, away from prying eyes. His end is said to have been as gruesome as his deeds, driven to madness and meeting a tragic demise. As the years passed, the cries and pleas of the tormented souls echoed through the decrepit halls of the asylum. Each passing day added another layer of suffering and pain to the island's already dark history. The asylum was finally closed in the mid-20th century, but the scars of its dreadful past remain. The buildings, now weathered and crumbling, stand as haunting reminders of the island's grim past. The echoes of their torment are said to still linger on the island today. The island is silent now, but if you listen closely, you might just hear the faint whispers of its tormented past. Today, Poveglia Island stands desolate and abandoned. A mere shadow of its past, the island now slumbers in the Venetian lagoon, closed off to the public. It's a place where silence reigns supreme, broken only by the whispers of the wind and the lapping of the waves against its shores. The island's eerie quietness is only amplified by the numerous reports of paranormal activity that have emerged over the years. Some speak of disembodied voices echoing through empty corridors, others of inexplicable cold spots and strange apparitions. All these tales paint a haunting picture, adding to the island's reputation as one of the most haunted places on Earth. Yet despite its chilling reputation, Poveglia Island hasn't been completely forgotten. In fact, in 2014, the Italian government made headlines when it auctioned off the island. The goal was simple: to help reduce the country's mounting public debt. However, the decision was not without controversy. Many felt that selling off such a historically significant site was a grave mistake. Preservationists argued that the island should be protected, its buildings restored, and its history preserved. After all, Poveglia Island is not just a place of ghost stories and legends, but also a significant part of Venetian heritage. Yet, there were others who saw potential in the island's grim past. For them, Poveglia could be transformed into a unique tourist attraction, a place where the bravest of the brave could come and experience its chilling atmosphere firsthand. The auction sparked a heated debate, one that continues to this day. But regardless of the controversy, one thing remains clear: Poveglia Island is more than just an abandoned piece of land. It's a place that carries the weight of history, a silent witness to countless stories of human suffering and resilience. Despite its troubled past, the island remains shrouded in mystery. Its deserted buildings and overgrown pathways serve as a stark reminder of its troubled history, while its present-day isolation only adds to its enigmatic allure. For now, Poveglia Island continues to lie in slumber, its secrets safeguarded by the Venetian lagoon. Poveglia Island is not just an island, it's a trove of horrifying stories and legends. Nestled in the Venetian lagoon, this small piece of land has been a silent witness to centuries of human activity, each phase leaving behind a darker tale than the last. One of the most spine-chilling legends revolves around the infamous asylum era. It is said that a doctor, driven to madness by the haunting voices of the island, leapt to his death from the bell tower. Some say his ghost still roams the island, forever trapped in his own personal purgatory. But the doctor is not the only spectral inhabitant of Poveglia. The island is believed to be home to tens of thousands of tormented souls, the remnants of plague victims who were exiled here in life and now wander in death. Whispers of phantom screams and cries echoing through the night air have been reported by those brave enough to venture close. Then there's the tale of the fishermen who, drawn by the island's eerie allure, decided to explore its abandoned structures. Legend has it, they returned with tales of chilling apparitions and unexplainable phenomena that made their blood run cold. Stories abound of visitors being scratched, pushed, and even possessed by the restless spirits of Poveglia. Some speak of a dark force that lurks in the shadows, feeding off the fear and despair that permeates the island's soil. It's not just the supernatural that adds to Poveglia's frightful reputation. The island itself seems to have a mind of its own. From the twisted, gnarled trees that stand like sentinels, to the decrepit buildings that refuse to crumble, everything about Poveglia seems to whisper a dire warning to those who dare to intrude. Each tale adds another layer to Poveglia's chilling mystique. Every creaking branch, every rustling leaf, every gust of wind seems to carry with it the echoes of Poveglia's macabre past, reminding us that some places are best left untouched, their secrets undisturbed. Poveglia Island, a place where history and horror intertwine. We've ventured through the centuries, unraveling the enigmatic tale of this isolated island. From its early beginnings as a bustling trade center to its chilling transformation into an asylum, Poveglia has been a silent witness to countless narratives of human struggle and resilience. In the present day, the island stands as a haunting monument to its past, its abandoned buildings and overgrown vegetation serving as eerie reminders of its storied history. And with every whispered legend, every spine-chilling tale of apparitions and ghostly occurrences, the allure of Poveglia only grows stronger. Despite its dark past, or perhaps because of it, the island continues to captivate us. It's a testament to our enduring fascination with the unknown, the unexplained, the mysterious. Whether or not you believe in the supernatural, one thing is certain: Poveglia Island is a place like no other.